Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone. That again with my trainers. Okay, I actually didn't expect uh Uba to be. I'm doing this. I'm doing another thing where I'm because remember what I told everyone regarding to the my reading with uh about um about cover having trouble with a young person. Expect that that's going to be Gura. I'm gonna be honest with you. I tend not. I try not to read between the lines in terms of doing card readings, mainly because it turns to head turns to ah. Okay, so what am I going to do today? Nothing really. I just Ish. Hi, cat. Hi. No. Shh. No. No. Bad girl. Okay. Give me a moment. Let me just something. Mm, That's one. Oh, there we go. Oh, weird fact. Oh, god dang it. Oh my god. No. There we go. Oh, weird fact. Twitch T. You know that TV in the link of Twitch? It's not actually. It doesn't actually mean television. It actually means Tuvalu. Hey, bad cat. No. Oh, it means Tuvalu. By which the country of Tuvalu is now at has a lot of millions of dollars in terms of. Oh man, oh my, oh, not it did. Oh my gosh. Personal streamer, everybody. Okay, I think that's enough now. Okay, so other things actually first, I didn't actually speak, and I want to happen here as I just said. Oh, I was actually planning to do a birthday stream back then, but I gave up on it on the idea. Anywho, okay, so a lot of us are actually quite shocked. Huh? We didn't actually anticipate what happened. Just we just practically um we practically just saw it. It's either playing around or something. Got to put the music on. Okay. But as everything goes, everything ends. And I'm going to be honest with you here. I think this may be the end of the golden era of Hololive general, because Gura is one of the biggest VTubers in terms of popularity. And this will I can actually say here that Gura that the graduation of Gura may affect cover in the long run. So as for me, what we're going to do is we're going to try to take a look on what will happen with Gura after this. And for those who knew her PL account, I'm not going to say it here. Because why am I going to say what? Because why am I going to say it? Why am I going to tell everyone that? I think everyone actually everyone knows what her PL account is. So I'm just going to stay quiet on that part. Okay? Okay. So, all right. So, here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do. No. Hey. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look on what will happen with Gura after her graduation, because as far as we know, Mume will be good. Will have a good life after graduation. So no doubt that it will be the same with the Goobsters. And I'm actually quite excited with the project that she's planning to do. So yeah, excited on what it's going to. As for me, let me know. Everything happens for a reason. I think um and I think the reading in terms of an older man, an older gentleman expecting Hololive English, I think that was actually Yago. Not quite sure. I don't actually want to be sure because Yago has been a beloved figure in cover. But as far as I can tell, everything that's currently happening, I think that's not Yago's doing. I think there's a different man that's currently leading Cover Corp. And I think that may be the reason why a lot of the talents now um a lot of the talents has disagreements with said management, because this is actually the third time that we have heard that there's been disagreements in terms of management from an Hololive EN member. I think that's going. I think if we're going to add Ami with it, I think that's going to be the fourth. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look. We're going to take a look. Everything. What's going? I don't tend to actually ask the same question twice, but since this actually affects a different continuity, as with the with the previous question, I'm just going to ask it like later. For now, we will take a look at the future. So stick with me here, and we will find out for ourselves what what we're facing. Okay. Now, cards always, you know, me. I don't do card any fancy card tricks. So of sword, king of cups. Wait, last one. Last one. You all know that the king always older gentleman. So look, think my reading went on another direction here. Instead of what will happen to Gura after graduation, I think this is actually showing us a different reading. Because everything that's currently on the table, it means that there's some problematic issues in terms of partnership, meaning that I think Gura was trying to I think Gura was trying to do what's best for the company, and I think this person here, because it's saying here that this is actually an older gentleman, but he's quite lazy in terms of this. Because of this lazy gentleman here is the reason why both cards are showing problematic partnership. Okay, so here's the thing. We all know about we all know that Yago is a beloved CEO in terms of how he runs how he runs Power and Hololive. So I think this may not be Yago himself, but a different person entirely. Because this is actually the question. That I think we all have in our minds. Meow. No. No. Come here. Good cat. And I think there's a lot of interpretation that we can. I think there's a lot of interpretation that we can actually take in here. For example, I think there's somewhat of a favoritism in terms of talents. So that's why these two cards are showing partnerships not actually working. And as far as we can tell, that may be the main reason why there's actually a lot of older generations graduating this year. Although yes, we can all agree that copper is not like any color, that they keep on churning new talents left and right up until someone up until they get a hit just like that, and then if there is a hit, they're going to keep on milking them up until they graduate. We all know that what happened with Selen, but I think this is actually the same case, but this is a different case for us. This is telling us that The cards are telling us a different thing here. It's telling us that someone in Cover Corp that's currently handling the English branch, specifically an older man. And I think that older gentleman is not is I think he's trying to he's trying to handle I think he's trying to handle VTubers, much like how you deal with typical streamers. I'm not sure. We really can't tell. But uh, here's an advice for here's an advice for that older gentleman. If if you ever catch this, please handle your talents better. Do not be picky. If I'm going to be honest with you here, because if you keep doing what you're doing right now, I think you're going to lose your job. Okay. I think that answers management wise why Grace graduated. Partnership, the partnerships in terms of talents, I think pretty much tells us, because both the two of wands and six of swords reverse both tells the same meaning. I want to be honest with you. It's actually telling that due to partnerships not going through, it's that's why. And that's actually maybe the reason why things are what is the currently is. Okay, now I'm gonna be honest with you here. I think that the first reading that we have, that may be what's currently in my mind right now. I'm gonna be honest with you here. I know, but I know why, because they keep telling it's management's fault, and yet we keep on getting the same spiel from Yago. But he did tell us that there's going to be changes in terms of how the on how they're going to manage talents in the near future. But I'm not seeing that at the moment. But it's only been a month since it's only been a few weeks since Mumei announced her graduation. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've gotten numb with all of the talk of graduation. I'm gonna be honest with you. But if my Oshi Robo is going to graduate, I'm going to definitely cry. That, definitely. Anyways, okay. Now, let's focus on the question in hand. What will be the future of Kura after graduate? I think the first reading just showed us couple of a couple of reasons why she's leaving. And I'm gonna miss Gura. Miss Gura. I usually every time she streams, I actually watch the entirety of the stream. I'm gonna miss her. But I think this is I think not including management issue. I think it has to do more with her health. Remember, health important, regardless of what you say. Okay, now question in hand now is what will happen after graduation? All know that Mumei will have um Mumei uh will be just fine in terms of after her graduation. So I think it's going to be the same with Gura. I'm not going I am not saying that it will be, but let's see. Ooh. Okay. Okay. This is actually good. This is actually good. This is actually good. Very good. This is very good. Very, very good. Okay. Okay. Ah. Okay. So, what the card is telling us is that there will be a new beginning. There's going to be a new beginning for Gura. There's going to be a new beginning. That's what the fool actually telling us. Then okay. Okay. So here it is. So first card is telling us that after Guru graduates, there's going to be a new beginning for him, for her. That's what the fool is saying. The fool is not a doesn't actually correlate you making a fool of yourself. No, it means there will be a new beginning for Gura. After graduation, this is going to be a new beginning for her. So, and then the Nine of Wands is telling us that once she graduates, all the problems will be behind her. And this is actually the most shocking part here. Here, this card. This card is actually telling us that I think um I think as soon as Gura graduates, he already has an offer. There's already an offer for her, or there's actually a new job waiting for her. We're not sure what kind of job that is. We're not sure if that's going to be. We're not sure if that's going to be related to streaming again. But as we all know, the Fool is a major arcana, and major arcana is something that is something of a major event of someone's life. So since um so since um so since it's telling us that Gura the new path for Gura is something that we may need to await in the near future. We're not quite sure. Um, but I think everything will be, I think everything will just be fine. Meow. I think everything is going to be fine. As far as I can tell, everything will be fine. Yeah. Um, we'll just have to wait, see, and hope where Gura's path is going to take her. Because as we all know, he's one of the biggest, not one of the best known um one of the best known VTubers in terms of popularity. I'm actually trying. I'm actually looking at social media right now. And a lot of people. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I think no matter where I think no matter where Gura goes, I think everything is going to be just fine. If she's going to be an indie VTuber, I think much like Numi, she's going to be just fine. And I do watch Numi's live stream. I'm going to be honest with you. And every time I hear her voice, it's just quite soothing. Okay, so yeah, everything is just going to be fine. Everything's just going to be fine. Okay. Now, with everything all said and done here, there is one thing that I am going to ask. Because the more we see it, the more we're currently seeing what's currently happening right now. I think the more the more of the issue is coming out. And as you have seen in the first reading, I think it's time for me to ask again. Same question. Ask. Okay. So here's a couple of things why I don't ask the same twice. Because most of the time, what will happen is they're going to contradict each other. Of course, this is tarot card reading. We don't actually know what is going to happen next. I'm gonna be honest with you here. I tend to not I tend to not touch tarot cards as much as possible, so that it actually lowers, so that I can have a lower spiritual connection with. You'll never know. You'll never know. Like I said before, previously home, I did have a couple. When I did mention that I did have sleep paralysis previously, a couple of times now, and those are not fun. Not fun at all. And keep having inceptions, and those are not fun at all. Not fun. Ish. Actually, one time I did have a sleep paralysis. Multiple layered. Where am I? Where what where I'm currently sitting right now. Here's a story for you. Where I'm currently sitting right now. One time I fell asleep because I do night shift. Fell asleep for a couple of minutes. Then what happened here? Another sleep paralysis. So what I did here is every time I get the sleep paralysis, I imagine myself moving inside the dream. But here's the problem with that. Every time I try to wake myself up, get my body up, I open my eyes, and I was still on my previous position. I'm still laying on my side, like nothing happens. And you know how many times I have to imagine moving my body and for me to be able to wake up? 9 times, I think. And just imagine. It took in dream time. It feels like it took me hours before I can actually, before I can actually wake up. But in terms of how long I was asleep, That was just a couple of maybe 20-30 minutes. That was actually quite a nightmare. So at that point, I stopped sleep. I actually stopped sleeping. I take in short naps before I go to work. God damn, that's that nightmare. Uh, Anywho, how it is. Oh, also, if you have any questions, you can just type in the chat or watch listening. You can just type in the chat your question. And we're gonna try and okay. Okay. Here's the question that I have in mind. I think this what's going to happen here in this reading. Um I think this is going to be the continuation of what we have read previously. Yeah, we'll just have to see what what is going to be. Okay. So now my question, what's going to be the future of HoloLive English? Specific, specific question. What's going to happen with HoloLive English? Okay. Uy. Oh my god. And all of them are in reverse. And just to verify, all of this are major arcanas. All of them are major arcana, by which is actually problematic because all of them are in reverse. Give me a moment, let me just. Okay. Sorry, it took a while. Because here's the problem with major arcana. There's actually a lot of interpretation that we eh, um can take here. But we're going to connect everything in terms of okay. 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 So judgment. It shows here that uh, once Tura graduates, it is going to be an end of an era. Like I said, it's going to be an end of the golden age hololive. And this card actually agrees with that going to be this is going to be the end of this is going to be the end of what it seems to be the best era of YouTube, or in this case hololives in general. I don't think there's no because here's the thing. The devil it doesn't actually mean evil. It actually just say actually saying that there's actually a lot of obstacles that obstacles hololive en currently face. And as far as we can tell, um hmm, hey, give me a moment. Hmm. Huh. Oh, okay. Okay. It's actually more negative than I expected, honestly. Okay. Okay. As we all agree, the first card is showing that this is going to be an end of a golden era for Hololive. The end. And the second card is actually telling me that there are actually a lot of people trying to control. There's actually a lot of people that's trying to control the branch because let's agree to disagree. We're talking about English speaking talents. So meaning there's a lot of people who wants to control what the English branch needs to do. And then but the hermit is actually telling us, although yes, there's going to be a major loss within the industry, it is telling me that I think that this loss will needs to be a lesson. I think this is the loss of Gorgura needs to be a lesson for the management, because as far as I can tell, if if they continue, if the current English management continues what they are right now, I think they're going to keep on losing more valuable and I'm afraid that I'm afraid that this is going to be it for the English. I'm not saying that they're not going to get more talents in terms of they're just going to close the branch entirely, but um what the cards are telling us is that what the card is telling us that there's a lot of factors that may have been the reason why Kura is graduating, because the devil is mentioning is that since I think since Hololive English cover you or let's be more specific here, cover USA is in California, I think that may be the reason why this card is saying that there's a lot of people trying to control the branch, trying to control what they produce, what they want their talents to do. And I think that's maybe the reason why Gura is leaving. And I think that's actually the main reason some of their major VTubers are leaving. I'm gonna be honest with you here. I'm actually quite sad as sapling that Fauna was gone has graduated. Although yes, I'm not quite of a human myself, but but I'm also a chambad. So yeah, quite quite disappointed. Quite disappointed. But that doesn't mean there's not there's nothing to be learned about here. The hermit is telling us that even though uh even though that Gura is graduating, there's no lessons that we can learn here. And I think that lesson will show us if there's going to be any improvement in terms of what will happen with Hololive English. Okay. Okay, I'm actually quite shocked. The result of that reading, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't actually expect it. I didn't actually expect cards to show me those results. But I'm actually I am actually words to be honest. Don Mason Aguba. You know, oh no. Within the team's map, time is the only one left. Time is the only one left. It's not. Oh my god, what will happen to Crony? I think Crony is one of the most affected here because not only Fauna is gone, Mumes are graduating. Also, I think the dynamic between Gura and Crony is actually quite entertaining. And yeah, have you seen the most recent clip of the Repo gameplay? Fun stuff, fun stuff, fun stuff. Ah, okay, so didn't here's the thing. I did not. I'm just going to say it again. I did not expect to have three major arcanas pop up on my reading, on my last reading. As, as you can see, I'm not doing any special shuffles. I don't know how to do any special, any any type of special shuffles. And a matter of fact, I don't want to learn any special shuffles. Okay, so let's move on from VTubing for a moment, okay? And let's actually tackle something more actually more fun in my mind. And that's actually this is actually going to be related to Vitali, you know. Is going to be related to him. Is going to be related to him. So, as we all know, Vitali is currently being held at a jail cell in the Bureau of Immigration here in the Philippines. And I'm going to be honest with you here. The hot temperatures doesn't lie. I'm not going to tell this in Fahrenheit for those I'm not going to tell this in American units, but the hottest temperature that's currently in reading right now is around 50 C, and that is hot as hell. And Vitali is as they have as the well, as one of our secretaries and one of the departments says that there won't be any air conditioning whatsoever. and with the current temperature, that's with the highest recorded temperature right now. Yeah, I don't think he was going to survive the heat. I just hope that I just hope that Italy that they actually keep their word with when we honest. Okay, now as I said, this is going to be related to Vitali. So, and I know it's going to be far ahead in the future, as they said that it may take 2 to 3 years before he can actually get a proper trial for his dumbassery. But that doesn't mean that we can't. That doesn't mean that we can actually read what will happen now. Now, now, here's the question that I have in mind. What will happen with Vitali's case? Cards are drawn. Third one. Right. So, remember the question? What will happen with Vitali? Case. Oh my god, judgment again. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh. These two. Come on, really? Okay. You know what? Let's just okay. We're just going to speed run this two. Okay, we're just going to speed run this two. Okay, so as we all know, this is going to be an end of an era. This is going to be an end, but for this case, this is going to be the end of Vitali's career. That's what that is actually what we're seeing here. Um, and as we all know, um, a lot of people, a lot of people is trying to, a lot of people are trying to ensure that Charlie's fate. A lot of people is trying to take control of every of the case, and I think, yeah, not only did he ended his career, and a lot of people, a lot of people wants I think a lot of people wants to ensure the Vitalis because the difference here is the last this last this means there's going to be a lot of sleepless nights for Vital. There's going and this is actually showing us that Vitali is actually worried about his current case. And as we all know, that the, trials here in the Philippines tends to take longer than expected due process because of how many they are. Sometimes one case takes, I don't know, 5, 10 years to have a verdict. So, but that's actually for crime related. That actually just for crime related cases. But in terms of civil cases, those those tends to be a lot shorter since it's more of related to civil cases, which is that which is more or less um uh, more or less two people arguing with each other, things like that. Anywho, yeah, and that's going to be the reading for this particular question of ours. I did not actually expect for both for the two same cards to appear to for two different readings. That's actually never happened. And you know how oft you know how I shuffle, right? You know how I shuffle. Goes all over the place. Don't tends to go all over the place. Okay. This the next question that I have right now is still related to Vita. This is still related to Vita. Um, a lot of things actually has happened. I want to be honest. A lot of things has happened that few days, and honest with you here, I don't. He has a slim chance of winning it. He has a slim. Ooh. Spooky. Okay. All right. Send them around. And okay. Now, the next question, as I said, the next question that I have is still related to Vital, but not Vitali himself, but to the cameraman, because he's actually on the run. He's actually on the run. As far as I can tell, he was in Zambales the last time some a YouTuber or Legal Mindset to be exact has seen. He was in Zambales, Philippines. So my question now here following. I'm so now here's my question. Here's my question. What will happen with the cameraman of Vitali? Currently on the run. He's currently on the run, and as far as I can tell, he's going north. So actually going north to, I think, some place that is kind of unknown. So yeah. Come on, really? Seriously? Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. My God, man. This is the third. This is the third reading that I have showing Judgment and Devil. Oh my gosh. Crikey. Hmm. Huh. Okay. I'm not gonna. So the only thing that I checked is the Three of Wands here. As we already know. As we already know. I think he just ended here. He just ended his career for helping Vitali, and then there's a lot of people who's going to try to. It's actually tracking him down right now. So I think it's best if not if he doesn't stream anymore. But there is some good news. I don't know if it's. I don't think. I think. Let me just double check. Bitey. Bitey. No bite. No bite. No bite. Okay. Okay, so the last card here is actually telling us there's going to be good news related to Hammer Ellie. I don't know what kind of news it is. Yeah, I think he's going to get caught. Because it's saying that there's going to be good news, and we don't know what kind of news it is. So but I think but I think sooner or later we will know if he's not. As far as I can tell, if I think it's best that he actually give himself in rather than run, because if he keeps on running, it proves that he's guilty. But if he gives himself in, I think and actually pled guilty all of the charges, I think it is going to lower his sentencing. Mainly because it's actually quite hard on with each other. Oh, are you joking? Okay, okay. That's enough of this. I can't believe that. I can't believe. Okay, I've seen the I've seen Judgment and Devil for the third time. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to put the Devil here and Judgment under here. But that way, uh, we're not sure. I just hope that we'll be able to. We will be able to. We'll be able to get new set of cards. Yes, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's it's rare for me to draw two of the same cards in a row, and it's actually rarer to draw it 3 times in a row. Right? Great. I'm going to be honest. But joking aside, joking aside here, with Judgment and the Devil showing themselves times, I think this is maybe kind of an omen. I want to be kind of an omen. I want to be honest. Because, a matter of fact, as we all know, here in the Philippines, we celebrate currently because today is, although Holy Wednesday, I'm not sure. Tomorrow, Monday, Thursday, then Good Friday, Black Saturday, Sunday. So I think I think Judgment and the Devil showing itself 3 times just tells me that a lot of things is ending. A lot of connections that there's a lot of people for everything, and to be honest with you, kind of ominous. Okay, so let's go back to VTube for real quick, because since um I want to know what's going to happen with Myth. Just I'm just going to tell you this in advance that every question that I ask is spontaneous. I don't have a list of questions that I have here. That I don't write those. I don't write any questions here. Everything that comes into mind, I ask and see what's going to happen. So yeah. So question of mine is actually related to 3 remaining members of Myth. It is Mori Calliope, Takanashi Kiara, and Ninomai Inanis. We're going to read them individually. Okay, we're going to read them individually. But I am going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask what will happen them as a whole. That's going to be for the last bit. So we're going to ask questions. Members, see what defeat, what fate, what path us. All know everyone takes a path. Like I said, everyone takes a different path, but like I said, it's we all walk in a spider's thread, regardless of where what path to take. We always end up destination. That's what I want to know. Know them. Ura graduate, and as far as I can tell, Callie has a lot of, because among all of the among the Myth members, I think um Callie is the most busiest. She has the most, as far as we can tell, has the most activities among in myth. So, here's my question. Happened Mori, Calliope. Three cards are drawn. Let's open. Let's open. Boards. Ones. Oh, oh cute pup. Ah, just noticed. 456. Ah, okay. Ugh, ah, mm. Ah. Ow. Okay. 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 Ah, all right. You know, this is actually okay. So here are the things that the cards are telling me. Okay. First, the Four of Swords. It's actually telling us that she's been quite busy. She's been quite busy and she needs to rest and relax. That's what the Four of Swords is telling us. And but the next card here is saying that she's going to have more on her plate. There's going to be more jobs for her in the near future. I think as far as we can tell, she's going to enjoy those types of work that she's going to have. Then, lastly, um, six of the Six of Cups. This is actually pertain to not just the current situation, but with Kura as well. Um, because the card is actually telling us there is no time for you to look back. Time for time for Kali forward. Time for her to move forward. Past is in the past, and even if Guru is gone, doesn't mean she won't be able to make new friends. A little bit heartbroken. A little bit heartbroken in on the last part, but as far as I can tell, this reflects her Callie's clearly, clear as glass. Now, since we have seen the current situation, Ali, and I think these three cards perfectly represents her. To be honest, is quite the workaholic, and I think it's time for her to relax for time to time. Although there's going to be plenty of jobs for her in the near future. I think there's going to be, as far as the cards is telling us, I think there's going to be a new album coming out again. Goes to show you that um Callie's music career is still blossoming. I'm going to be honest with you. He became acute chinibio. because because if you're going to take a look at it, if you're going to take a look at this, he became a Grim Reaper on her original costume, and then on her latest costume, um, I think it's a university style. I think it's a university style. Um, it's a university style outfit, and this is telling us that he has already passed the Chinibio pace, it turning into go and moving forward with her music career. Now, the next person in mind now will be Takanashi. And I want to be honest with you here. Kiara is actually um one of those one of those people that actually collabs with a lot of people. A lot of people. Regardless if it's English, JP or ID. She is just I'm gonna be honest. She is everywhere. She has a different path as with Callie. Okay. Wow. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. Okay. Now. Okay. I know I've been quiet. Because I'm gonna be honest with you here. Kiara is one of those silent types. But he may be the he may be the opposite of Callie in terms of being busy. But she's still going strong. If I'm going to, I'm not gonna lie, she's still going strong. Okay, enough. All right, all right. Next question: what will happen, Takanashi? Hey, Ken, how? How? How did this happen? How? I know I shuffle bad, but come on. Okay, I don't think I need to. What was that? Okay. What the hell? Okay, where is that sound coming from? What the? Hello? I stopped the music because there's a speaker right beside me, on my right here. Something's going on. Oh my. Hello? I know I'm not doing. I know I'm not doing this right, but come on, please don't do this to me. Ugh, not quite sure where that noise came from. Not quite. Not even sure if the. Give me a moment here. I don't have Discord. Give me a moment here. Okay, so I don't have um Discord on, but I do have Viber on. So I turned that off. But uh, please don't spook me like that, please. Okay, let's continue with the background music. Okay, I don't think I need to read this because it's going to be the same as what with the reading with Callie. I promise you, I'm not doing this deliberately. I don't know any card tricks to on how to shuffle cards. So I don't know anything about that. I don't know. This is purely coincidental. But although coincidental, does show that it does show that both of them will have both of them will you know both of their careers will flourish. New jobs um there will going to be new jobs in the near future. And even though Gura is going, future. Okay. Same sets of cards. Promise you, I did not do this deliberately. Cute puppy. Cute puppy. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm gonna focus on now with Ina. Ina, 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 Ina. I actually bought the T-shirt of Ina. The one that she uses on her casual wear. Actually bought that. Actually have that, and it's my one of my most used. It's one of my used Hololive official Hololive shirts. And I'm gonna be honest with you. With how Ina is, on how Ina streams. Um, I think she's really focusing on her art. Not gonna lie, because her art is quite beautiful. And even if she doesn't stream, as long as she's employed with, as long as she's employed with live, I think she still be able to, uh, she's still going to have a career, an artist, because as we all know, she is an art. She was an, she still is an artist through and through, and I think Ina was the one who designed the not bad ending shirt that she's currently wearing. And that's actually quite cute. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, okay. Ina, Ina, Ina. As we may notice, I am a Takodachi as well. Ako. Card counting here. I'm not quite sure if we're going to get the same result 3 times in a row. The judgment and devil, yes, that I can understand, because every third card is different. But with Four of Swords, 501 cups. That's not a coincidence anymore. That's all I'm going to say. And I think Ina is one of, I think among, aside from Ami, I think Tina is one of Gura's closest friends. Myth. I'm not gonna say that they're not all friends, but Tina is one of her close. One of her. Not quite sure. Oh, huh. Okay. Okay. Taco time. Um, okay. You've seen how many times I have shuffled the card. Okay. Seen me how many times I have shuffled cards. Now, okay. So now, what will happen with my Ron? Let's open them. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Stretch a bit. Okay. No way. No freaking way. No freaking. Ah, sorry about that. Okay. 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 So we all know that the Fool is start a new cons. It's going to be a new, but for this one, I think Ina is as far as I can tell. Um, what will happen here is currently Ina is uh, uh um I think she's doing a new project, but that won't actually come to fruition. Um, it may not come to fruition just yet because she may um she may experience with she may experience something negative regarding to the project. It may not go off as expected, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad idea to start anew. It was just going to take some time. Um, it was just going to take some time to to be conceptualized, to take be it's going to take some time to before it actually comes to fruition. That's what the card is telling us. Then, but I'll be honest with you, this one is kinda worrying. Card is actually quite worrying because it says that something will be lost. I don't know what that is, sure, but last card. I think she's in trouble, guys. I think Ina is in trouble because it says here that there's going to be there's tension. There's actually quite there's a tension with that she's currently facing, but this also indicates that it also indicates that the trouble will go away soon. But I'm not quite sure how soon it is. I never tell. But this is quite ominous. I'm gonna be honest with you. Really, really quite ominous. Especially this telling us that uh chances, I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on this. There's a chance that um chance we may lose her. We may graduate. Sure. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Hope that doesn't happen. And here I thought this is going to be careful, Callie and Kiara. Huh. Quite ominous. Quite ominous indeed. Okay, now um this is going to be the last question for the and this is going to affect the this question is going to affect myth as a whole. So we'll see. Uh, we will see what's going to happen. What is going to imply? What is going to tell us? But do keep an open mind about it. We can never tell. We can never be sure if the card is going to tell us something positive or something negative. Keep an open mind for now, and hope it doesn't tell us we're going to lose another one. The reading for now hit me so hard. Gosh. And I think and I think uh the Six of Cups saying that a loss of a friend. I don't think that was implying to Gura. I think that it was implying to Ina. Huh? Uh, Ugh. Ah, oh my gosh. Oh my, oh my. This is stressing me out. This is stressing me out. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because there is a point that car card really enjoyable, but there's a time that can also affect you. Can affect you, especially especially a lot of my questions tends to new beginnings ends. Oh, I'm gonna open that. That- Okay. Apple. Right. Last question of the day. What will happen with all live English? Okay. Ron, my ups. Ugh. Ah. Okay. This is a lot to take in, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But a lot to take in. So, before I read this, my cat. Coming. Okay. Alright. So, alright. So, okay. So, here's what the cards are telling me. First, the devil. It's saying, it's actually saying here that um there's going to be new and large responsibilities that they need to take. And since Gura is graduating soon, I think that that is already a given. Seeing that Myth is actually one of the most sought after um uh, um sought after groups among the current all gens, among four gens. um Myth is one of the most sought after, and that's what we can actually see. As we all know, um as we all know that Kali is one of the Japan representatives, and then I think Kiara is responsible for some of the EU members. I think that's just my that is just my speculation. But here in Seven of Cups, it says here that although yes, there's going to be a lot of opportunities, a lot of responsibilities that they need to tackle in the near future. It says here that they need to choose it wisely. Either it's either they're going to wait and see what's going to happen next, or they're going to seek they need to seek guidance or advice on what the best next step that they need to take. Lastly, um don't know if um hmm, don't know. The last card, this indicates mature woman, in turn may be able to help them, the myth girls, regarding to how they're going to move forward. And I think that's going to be one of the current managers. Myth. I don't know who will be. I don't know who among the managers going to take that will be responsible for all three of them. But as far as I can tell, um but as far as I can tell, she'll be able to help. I think she'll be able to moving forward with their current situation. And it also indicates travel. I don't know. Okay, I think that's going to be it. That's going to be the last reading day. I may do. Okay, so I think I'm going to do one more. That's going to be the last reading for today. But I'm also going to do the reading of the person who's currently watching this stream. Regardless, if you're just listening to, if you're just listening to my ramble or not. I think most of my readings are spot on. I'm going to be honest with you. Although I'm still a novice in terms of tarot card reading, I think I'll be able. Okay. So let's just shuffle the cards here. Or you do know you can share. You do know you can just share the link, right? Just share, you can clip this. You can save the video. You can just save the VOD. I don't care what you do with it. But for me, everything happens for a reason. Fate is a fickle mistress. You never know what she's thinking. But as far as I know, it doesn't play. Doesn't play with humanity. It just show us frugality of our nature, and up and it's up to us to interpret whether we're going to believe. All know with that we don't. We all know that future can be anything, but sometimes once shows us the way. Sometimes it is actually harder. It's actually hard to yeah, it's actually hard to deny. Okay, done. Let's see what let us see what our viewer future is. Okay. Ooh, the magician. Three swords. Give me a moment. After this, I'll know for sure. Hmm. Uy. Okay. Now, let us see what the cards is telling. Okay. First card, Seven of Wands, telling me that it's actually telling me that uh card is telling you have a lot in your hands, right? And it's actually advising you to divide up the work that you currently have. It's actually telling me currently facing opposition current project that you're doing. That's actually that is actually what the magician telling us. Telling us that the magician is telling us that um since you're currently doing a project here, it is telling you that you need to avoid any type of trickery, treachery, things like that, tricks in your project. Avoid um it is telling you that you need to be strict in terms of what you're doing, right? Regardless of regardless of the opposition, you need to be strict on what you're doing. You must not overlook anything, regardless either look everything or you need to back away. Although yes, it does tell us that an opportunity a an opportunity can be within your grasp, but also tell that that you either back away from it, or you need, or you must not overlook everything. And reason for that is last card. This actually, the last card is telling me that someone is going to backstab you. Someone trying to put you down your current project. So and there's going to be a disaster on the way. So regardless you being strict of what's currently happening right now, there is going to be change regardless of if you want it or not. Okay, so that is going to be it. Wow, almost 2 hours and 4 minutes. This may be the longest tarot card reading that I have done so far. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Right. The one with the one reading with Ina, that I'm actually quite nervous about. I'm actually quite nervous, I'm gonna be honest with you here. There's, I'm gonna be look. A lot of things has happened within the VTubing scene, just within Hololive. And if my cards is telling, oh, the cards are telling me related to Kelly and Kiara having more opportunities in the near future, that I'm happy about. But the one with um the one with Ina, that's really quite concerning, honestly. It's okay. It's okay to lose one, but if you will lose another one after that, that's a different kind of story. So just hoping that I'm just gonna hope that she doesn't that the loss in position is something different, and it's not something that is related for her on her VTubing career. I just hope that it's something different. Us. Let's go. All right. So that is gonna be it from me. Thank you guys. Thank you much for watching my. Hope you enjoy it. Enjoyed it. There's a lots of ups and downs. Not gonna lie. There's down, but you know that is a part of life. Can never really tell, or we can never really expect things go our way, regardless regardless of the path like I said, we, we all walk by this thread, but regardless of the choices that we make, always go to the same destination. All right, my forgot to do my intro earlier, but ah, uh, anyways, my name is Libra, and thank you very much for watching my stream. And may fate guide us all. Good night, everyone. Oh, sorry. Okay. Right. See you soon. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. No. Okay. And